Ordinances. We have two this evening, which we are familiar with. We have 2025, amending the Township Code to revise no parking on certain days to include a portion of Hargreaves Ave. And we have ordinance number 20-2025, amending the Township Code for the Township of Teaneck to provide for additional regulation on the time, place, and manner of special events within the township.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. At this time, the hearing's open. We'll first start with comments from those in the audience, then we'll go to those on Zoom. And as customary, if there's any local township clergy that wanted to speak first on this hearing. Rabbi Friedman? No, we're good. Okay, anyone else like to speak on this?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, council members, for giving the opportunity to speak. My name is Rabbi David Feldman, and I'm here regarding this ordinance restricting to a certain extent the time, place, and manner other than it was until now, which is based on the notion that these activities taking place, especially next to a synagogue, is anti-Semitic in any way or hate speech. And I would like to testify my personal experience that I experienced in many cases, including in Teaneck, where these events in no way are anti-Semitic. All what they are saying is condemning or speaking up against crimes being committed. In most of the cases, at least, respect to Jewish people. We see respect to Jewish people, respect to Judaism, but in the same time, speaking up against crimes taking place. People need to realize that anti-Zionism is in no way anti-Semitism. To begin with, we have to understand that Judaism and Zionism is not the same. Judaism is a religion, Zionism is a political movement. The acts committed by the state of Israel, which are being opposed by these events, by these activities, are criminal according to Judaism as well. Therefore, masses of Jewish people worldwide, in the United States and the world over, are against what we are witnessing. Law enforcement agents here tonight will agree that if crimes are taking place, those crimes need to be stopped regardless who the perpetrators of the crimes are. And by stopping a Jewish person crossing a red light is not anti-Semitic in any way. What these demonstrations are opposing is not only crimes being committed to Palestine, but a danger brought upon the Jewish people when all of this is being done in the name of all Jews. When one conflates anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism, one is making a statement that, God forbid, all Jews are behind all these crimes, which ends up making a statement that all Jews are accountable, God forbid, to what is taking place. This is anti-Semitism. Finally, by oppressing the voice of the oppressed, we are not solving anti-Semitism, but exacerbating it and fueling it. We need to address the problem and not oppress other people because of it. The only solution is going to be to stop the cause to, unfortunately, this bad feelings that people have towards Jews. And this is why every right-minded person should stand up, and we as Jewish people do the same to reduce hatred towards the Jewish people. We ask respectfully of the members of the council to please reject this ordinance and grant the freedom of speech, this beautiful value of the United States. God bless America.
Anybody else? Anybody else in the chambers want to speak? Mr. Rose. Anybody else after Mr. Rose? Okay, Miss Angel afterwards, please.
Good evening, Howard Rose, Teaneck resident. Perhaps you can see from my seating arrangement that I'm turning a new leaf. I want to thank the rabbi who just spoke. Really gave a very substantial amount of information as food for thought. And I understand what this council's trying to do. They're trying to contain a situation that they think may be detrimental to the general population in some semblances, some situations, on some occasions. But I don't think that you pass, I don't want to use the word draconian, but strong, strong legislation on freedoms of assembly, of speech, etc., as a deterrent against something that hasn't happened. Because there are sufficient enforcement regulations already available to utilize if something is amiss, whether it's behavior, property invasion, whatever the negative situation is, our current laws seem to be very able to handle it.
Hi, Layla Graham, Teaneck resident. I strongly oppose the ordinance being considered tonight, which so obviously is meant to target the free speech and the right to assemble of people of conscience. People who have joined a global community in justified outrage over the genocide being perpetuated by the fascist Zionist settler colony of Israel against Palestine and its indigenous people. It's bad enough that American tax dollars are hemorrhaging into military expenditures for the Israeli settler colony to continue its bloodbath in Gaza, the West Bank, Syria, Lebanon, as well as butchering my own people in Yemen. And now this town wants to silence those who oppose such violence and bloodshed. Sounds like the beginnings of fascism to me. Why else would Teaneck need such an ordinance? If this town can choose to take an official genocidal violence stance against Palestine, that's your prerogative. But how dare anyone attempt to silence the rightful dissent and protest of residents who stand up for what they believe in? You're not after the best interests of your residents if this unconstitutional ordinance is passed. You may please a select few who want to crush a liberation movement and keep the public's eyes away from the atrocities Israel is committing in Palestine, but to what end? 6 weeks ago, Israel ended the ceasefire in Gaza by slaughtering over 500 people, most of them children, in less than 24 hours. I woke up to images of rows and rows of dead babies in their pajamas, to the sounds of mothers screaming in grief over their martyred loved ones, to the videos of shell-shocked men, women, and children praying the funeral prayer over a miscarried fetus. This Palestinian fetus didn't even get the chance to take their first breath before Israel annihilated them. People are being burned in their displacement tents, burnt alive. People's body parts are strewn in the streets of Khan Yunis. The people of Gaza start each day with counting their martyred loved ones from the massacres of the previous night. Entire families have been completely wiped from the registry. Why are you smirking? Is this funny? Do you know what that feels like, to have your entire bloodline destroyed in a matter of minutes? Bombs aimed at your home by sadistic, genocidal, depraved regime that will stop at nothing to end your people? And all for what? Stolen land. Land that's stolen right here in this town. When folks in Teaneck protest against the theft of land that has been stolen from people who are facing a Holocaust, instead of allowing people their right to protest, y'all want to shut them up. Y'all want to silence them. And I guess this is how Teaneck is going to go down in history. Congratulations. And I'll end by saying to the hundreds of thousands of martyrs of Gaza and the millions living at Holocaust, the people of Teaneck will continue to stand by you. Free Palestine.
What else? Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Rabbi Menachem Ermstein. I'm here to oppose the proposed bill. I believe that this is taking the rights of many people, including us, from the Jewish community. Our Torah requires us to oppose Zionism in the strongest terms. My mother came from Palestine. My grandparents used to live together with the Palestinian people, neighbors, without any problem. We are against the whole occupation. We are against the genocide. We want to be able to express our belief, and all U.S. citizens should have their freedom. Thank you.
Anybody else in the room want to speak?